Watch the ride. I do have something I want to talk about. Now, this will make me slightly unpopular with some, and with some they're going to agree with me. Now, there are some YouTube channels out there that make compilation videos from the thousands of motor vloggers and motorcycle incident recorders, you know, people who just record their helmet stuff and upload it. You know, you see those angry situation type videos and it's normally just somebody's recording their way to work. And they put them into a compilation and it's normally called something like Crazy, Angry, Stupid Drivers vs Bikers. And there is one channel I have in mind in this, and this channel, the only reason I've seen videos from them, because I don't normally watch these types of videos because they just make me mad, is that they used a couple of my videos, or one of my videos, in a motorcycle good deeds video. Now that I like, you know, showing bikers doing good deeds as a lot of us do, because I mean, to be fair, it is easier for us to shove the bike at the side of the road, jump off, go and get something out of the road, or go and help that person, or you know, there's lots of instances where I've helped people, but we do tend to be quite helpful people generally. You know, you can't say that blanketly, because you know there's some bikers out there who are absolute dicks, but as is life. The point is, these channels put up these videos, and when I watch them I can't help but realise in nearly every single video that's shown, the biker's the one who's being the dick. And I talked about this at the end of my last video, where I was talking, or maybe the one before, about the overinflated, self-righteous sort of feeling that some bikers seem to get when they get on a bike. And I do understand it to a point, but it's not something that really took over in me. I realised quite quickly that, you know, you need to calm it. I can just think of examples, like a guy's floating through traffic, the car's not a bit in his way, so as he goes past he slaps his mirror, and then the bloke comes following after him and pushes him off his bike and punches him and says, "You just slapped my mirror." Yeah, no, I get it. You're annoyed because he came and pushed you off your bike and he punched you, and that's maybe a little bit extreme when all you did was went like that to his wing mirror, because he didn't actually do any damage. But the point is, even though you are allowed to filter, that doesn't mean you have a sudden, like, because he was beeping his on like, "Get out of the way!" There are millions of other examples of people riding too fast and then someone will pull out and there was no chance that they could see them coming, or they didn't realise they were coming that quickly towards them. There's something I have taught people before now, which is why bikers tend to get pulled out on and people say, "Oh, I didn't realise you were so close." In a car, if it's close to you, the headlights are like that. If it's further away, it looks like that. There's always this point of reference. You know the general distance between headlights on a vehicle, and you know how far away they are generally from how far apart they are. On a bike, you have one light. If you have one light, there's no point of reference to realise how near or far you are, so you don't have that. Okay, well, some bikes have two lights. Now you look like a car even further down the road, with really bright lights. And then you get the people who do the daily incidents. You know, they're just commuting in and they show people being dicks. That I don't really mind. I know a few people who do that and I quite like their channels. You know, they're interesting. I don't watch them all the time. I don't find them as interesting as someone talking on a subject, but occasionally it's interesting to watch. See a different place, just see what people are like. But there are many channels that are based on just that thing, and you need to keep pushing your content. And more, you know, I need a video today, I need someone to pull out on me. Do you see how it starts to feel? Or you might not need them to pull out on you, because what you can do is just they'll pull out slightly in front of you, and you know, you could have stopped, you could have let them go. It could have been done in a sort of a, you know, the friendly way that sometimes on the road you're like, "Oh yeah, it's right, mate, you go." No, you do the "Whoa! He pulled out on me! Whoa!" and then you chase him down a road and you're at the "Oh, what the fuck? Oh, he's just driving off," and you don't realise that the person hasn't seen you, hasn't realised what they've done. All they know is some bike's chasing them and this guy's on his window going bash, bash, bash. You're never going to get, even if you were going to stop someone and say, "Hey, I'd like to tell you about how you just cut me up and how that's very dangerous to motorcyclists. I'll buy you a cup of coffee and we can sit down and I can explain this to you." They're going to just go, "Fuck off, mate." Because it means they have to admit fault and no one will lose face. That's why you get people who sit in cars, do something really stupid, they'll pull up to the window, ask them something and they'll just say, "No, I didn't. No, I didn't." It's because it's deniability, you just deny it, get away from it. "Oh, that didn't happen, that didn't happen." But my point about this is, these channels are promoting these videos, and they call them, as I say, things like Crazy Stupid Drivers v Bikers. It should be crazy stupid people on bikes. Occasionally there's one. There's a perfect example of how bikers aren't seen and how things go. And so I'm a biker. This thing is, I am saying some things that some car drivers would say, and you would say, "Oh, you just hate bikers." What? Do I hate bikes? Sitting on a bike here. There's another one there. There's another one there. There's another one there. That's not mine, but there's half of one there. I like bikes. I like, I do speed. I have a supermoto. I do some things that are a little antisocial at times and things like that, but I keep it within limits and in the right times and places. And also when it comes to riding around town, I accept people won't see me at times. And keeping that cool head and remaining calm and just letting it go is always going to be a better decision than confronting them, chasing them, or doing any of those things. Unless it's a crash situation in which you have to get the police involved. But then again, that might not even help you, because I have friends who've had cars drive over their feet. They've even dropped their bike in the process of this. It's been caught on video, it's been taken to the police, and because she wasn't injured, nothing was done about it. But the police aren't against bikers, but they don't necessarily fight for us, because in some cases it feels like they think we're asking for trouble being on bikes in the first place. So my overriding point with this is basically, stop putting videos up of you overreacting at the smallest things. Just put videos up when it really, really is a bad instance, if you must do it, or if you're doing it in a light-hearted nature, or if it is even a small thing and you just go, "Oh, look, they could have stopped for me, knob." Keep it in your helmet, say something funny. But the problem is, it's the getting out and the screaming and the confrontation and the arguments and the people head to head and that thumbnail, that man going, that's what's getting in your views. And in the byproduct of that is generally people think that bikers are dicks. Because rather than showing the examples of where bikers genuinely are being, they're the victims in these crimes, they're showing people just making bikers look like dicks. And it's a lot of them, I'll be fair, it's not English people, it's Americans. These idiots on crotch rockets who just ride around smashing wing mirrors, lane splitting where it's not legal, or doing it in a really dangerous manner, just generally being penises on the road, doing huge ride-outs, blocking roads, causing confrontations, smashing people's cars. Well, you know what happens, you get run over with a Land Rover. Now, I don't know the full ins and outs of that situation, but I'm pretty sure the person in the car felt quite intimidated. Why that happened, I don't know. I don't want to, I'm not swaying what was said there, but you know what I mean. That's the sort of video I'm talking about. Being on a bike means you should be more grown up in ways. Yeah, we like to have fun. We like to speed, we like to go quickly, we like to mess around. Yes. And you can still do that and not be a massive dick with a huge ego at the same time. I've held my hands up at the things that I've done wrong. I admit there's been a couple of videos in the past that were probably my fault. I probably overreacted a little bit. And I don't think those videos exist anymore. I don't know what I'm getting at here. I'm venting my frustration of the way that these people who are gaining success and views because they are using edgy shit are making people think that bikers are dicks, and generally you piss one like the people you pull up at the side of the road and you shout and scream in their face, they're not gonna suddenly go, or smash a wing mirror off, they're not gonna suddenly go, "Well, do you know what? I learnt my lesson, I'm not gonna pull out on that bike again. I lost a wing mirror, that was a fair fine. I'll replace that wing mirror and all will be well." No, they're gonna say that all bikers are absolute dicks, they were in the right, you were in the wrong. And when it goes to the police and they say, "This guy on this bike, he came flying up next to me 100 miles an hour and he came out of nowhere and then he smashed my wing mirror off," and you know what's going to happen to the biker and you know what's going to happen to the car. And then that person then thinks bikers are dicks forever and they don't give them the room, and that's the thing that people lose sight of. They see bike, they see car. They don't realise that bike is human beings sat on it. They forget that that human shaped thing on it is real. And they lose all respect for other people's lives. I've been tried to be forced off the road by people before now for absolutely none of my fault, and that really was none of my fault. And other situations that are like that, where people will try and use their cars as weapons to people on bikes, as to an intimidation factor. And yeah, I agree with you. You want to stop, get that person and go, "Oh, you're not so fucking tough in your car now, are you?" I get that. I do get it. But you have to show some restraint. The thing is, you chase a car, you really annoy someone. What are you going to do on a bike when they swerve into you? Oh, you think you're a good enough rider that I'll keep it. When in doubt, throttle out. No, they're just going to do this. And you're just going to splat at the side of the road. So as I say, I can see why some people would disagree with me, and I'm not being don't have any fun, and I'm not saying that all bikers are bad, and I'm not saying that all car drivers are bad, I'm not saying all of anyone's bad. In everything there are good and there are bad. And in every example, normally the bad side is what gets shown on YouTube, and then everyone else suffers for it. You know, cyclists, there's plenty of decent cyclists out there who keep to cycle paths when they can, keep to the side of the road, have their lights on, courteous, wait for red lights, do all these sorts of things, and then you get the knobs who get well known for, you know, there was a video out there where there's all these cyclists on the left hand side of a truck, the light is red or something, and they basically go on the inside of him, and then the truck tries to make the corner, and they're like, oh no, I'm a cyclist, I have right of way, I have my Leica on, and the truck's like, well, I'm going around the corner, I don't know you're there, and then he like takes him off the bike, and thankfully doesn't do any great damage, but they're trying to blame the truck, and it's like, no, it's you. But that is, again, the horrible truth of this world. The minority ruin it for the majority, and the minority gets watched by the majority. And that is the big problem of this world, and YouTube, and edgy shit, and why people who just try and be normal people and, you know, make normal videos that aren't like that, tend not to find so much success. I'm not talking about just me, I'm talking about lots of people. I know lots of channels out there which I think are absolutely brilliant and interesting and talk about relevant stuff that people would be interested in, but because they're not screaming and shouting and being a nugget, they don't get attention. The fast growing edge of YouTube has always been edgy shit, and well, I think we've seen where the edginess goes. We've hit a point where, how do you go higher than that? Hey everyone, new vlog! I murdered someone! I killed their children! Don't forget to like the video! I skinned this dog alive! You won't believe what the owners said. God.
I saw this boat in half!